Yeah.
I don't think it changes anything, Nathan. I think
Sorry.
at the end of the day, M. Scott Veach is saying that this land with the drop, it accounts for it. I'll read his line. It says, with the drop, it works out. No, M. Scott Veach, it doesn't work out at all. It's ridiculously far below the curve of the Earth. I don't know why
Did
you
you not
think
just
this.
see the figures at 37 miles, 100 feet piece of land viewed from about we're claiming this at 35 feet elevation for this particular observation, so we'll use that observation height. 35 feet this is being viewed from. It's about 115 feet high mound, 37 miles in the distance, and he thinks it's accounted for with drop. You're just a liar.
And don't forget though, Nate, this is
There you
35
go.
feet with
Drop.
tide.
See this? That's how much it's dropped according to your bullshit maths. Where you point the camera down at the horizon, which no one ever does, and Anthony didn't do on this observation. But according to you, it's 912 feet on the other side of a hill. What the hell are you talking about? It's not counted for in the slightest. Bloody liar. M. Scott Veach, lied to by his dad about going to space, now lying to us about the curvature of Earth. Just because Daddy lied to you.
His dad went to space, oh no.
No, his dad lied to him about going to space and lied to the general public about going to space. But if you can lie to your own child about it, then, you know, basically that's going to pass down the family. Apple don't fall far from the tree, so it seems.
Few generations of compulsive liars.
Yeah, Apple don't fall far from the tree. He's just told the audience in the chat, which is published, that the drop accounts for it. No, M. Scott Veach, you're as big a liar as your father.
Even Newton lied about that.
What a basic bullshit artist. Forbes magazine pay you. Do they know that you lie through your back teeth?
Bollocks. Yeah, the apple is heavy.
Can I just remind everybody that's watching right now that the observer height was 35 feet, but I've put in 52, not because it's the height of the upper cliff, but it's just an adjustment towards the sea. So the 35's gone up to 52 feet, and it's still massively behind the curve. But M. Scott Veach says that, well, drop accounts for it. No, it doesn't. Drop is miles worse for you guys. M. Scott Veach, I don't understand why you would argue that drop accounts for it. It doesn't at all. 900 feet below my feet is not what we are seeing.
He's been raised a liar by a man who lied about going to space to his son's face. So that's just basically fled down, and apple don't fall from the tree. Raised by a liar, you're going to be a liar.
Yep.
M. Scott Veach says, Nathan Oakley, even if I was wrong, meaning himself, then I would just be mistaken, silly. In other words, he's saying that he's got no intention to deceive. Well,
yeah, your intention to deceive is absolute, M. Scott Veach. We know it is. You are a deceiver.
I know that M. Scott Veach is not stupid, but I also see that he's claiming to be innocent with regard to his mental state when he claims that the drop would account for it, yet the drop is completely and utterly hidden by the bulge of the Earth. M. Scott Veach, I'm beginning to wonder where you're.
Hold on, I've just taken a different attitude to this. So you were mistaken, M. Scott Veach. So presumably you will now concede publicly in the chat that this land is not visible on a sphere. You were mistaken. The drop doesn't account for it. Now we will accept your mistake. Now concede that you can't see it on your bullshit globe.
Geo Strieber says that I mix up drop and hidden again. No, Geo. I don't mistake it at all. We understand it well because we were the ones that argued why this map didn't make sense underneath. We understand it completely, Geo Strieber. This land should not be seen if the Earth is a ball. Any of it. It's behind the curve of the Earth. For those that argue it's the Isle of Man, you're arguing that the Earth's flat because that's the only chance in hell you've got of seeing this elevation of land. And I don't think there's enough elevation. I think there's way too much elevation here to explain that it's Isle of Man from such a distance away. This has got to be more than 35 feet's worth of land, which is what it claims is Isle of Man. It's nonsense. Don't understand how you can take this position, boys, and still claim that it's a ball. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Right, let's test his claim. He's saying that the land is actually 600-ish feet. Sleeping Warrior. The elevation along the line of sight gets as high as 600 feet. So, let's go to the right-hand side of the island and, right, you find me something 600 feet beyond that the right-hand side of that yellow line. No, right-hand side of the yellow line. The highest I can
find is about 250.
No, right-hand side of the... No. Right-hand side of the yellow line. This is the line of sight we're looking through. So,
well, the highest I can see in the background is about 100 and something. Let's just put this on chat so everybody can see the comment that we're referring to.
It's on screen anyway. It's published. Don't worry about putting the chat up. Just show us the Isle of
No,
Man and the bit
I
that's
want to
missing.
put it in context. So, Sleeping Worry, the elevation along the line of sight gets as high as 600 feet ish. If we go along the line of sight, 50, 40, 30, 70, 100, 100, 90, 80, 70, 100, 130, right, we haven't got to anywhere near 200 feet. Yeah, he's saying that it's 600 feet ish. He's trying to persuade and convince the audience watching that this is in some way explainable on a ball.
This is the son of an astronaut, M. Scott Veach, writes for Forbes magazine. This is the person who is now telling you it's 600 feet along this line of sight, which isn't a line of sight. It's a curved line around a ball. It's not a line of sight, M. Scott Veach. Don't be so dishonest. So, I'll go back to my original request. You've got it wrong twice. The drop doesn't account for it, and none of the stuff along the quote line of sight, actually a curved line around a ball Earth, none of it's at 600 feet. So, we still are in the same situation where we have land at about 100 max 150 feet that is seen from a 35 feet elevation. You've got it wrong twice. Now I want to see you concede your error and the fact that we cannot see this on a sphere Earth, M. Scott Veach. Are you going to redeem yourself with some honesty?